Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
What's up? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. I'm Nick Eatman. It is Monday, November the 10th. Welcome back to the show. We had obviously much-needed bye week. No Cowboys game, a lot of NFL games. But that really wasn't the story of the week, not only for the Cowboys, but really for the entire NFL. I don't have to break the news to you guys of what happened. Everyone is aware at this point. The Cowboys suffered a tragic loss with Marshawn Kneeland's passing on Wednesday night, and we woke up Thursday morning to that news. The shows were canceled for the bye week, but I'm not sure what would have happened, honestly, if they weren't. I don't know how, if a game were to be played. It was the perfect time for the bye week. I know everyone's gonna talk about this when they call, and I'll just say real quickly for me, you know, I didn't have a relationship really with Marshon. He didn't talk to the media a lot. He wasn't in there a whole lot. But one thing that I have said, and I'll say it again, he had a $1 million smile. I mean, he had the biggest smile ever, and he was always smiling. So when you factor that in with what happened, it certainly is a tragic situation, and you never know what these guys are going through, or what anyone's going through for that matter. And so I know everyone said it, and you know, ask for help and make sure that you check on your friends and loved ones. And this is one that, you know, this Cowboys football team is going to have a hard time kind of getting over here, and they won't. They're going to have to figure out a way to kind of navigate their emotions and feelings and have a job to do. But, you know, I say that, I understand, you know, nothing's bigger than life itself, but you know, moving forward, it's certainly not going to be easy. And Marshawn Kneeland obviously will be very missed, and I'm sure we'll talk about that as we will with all the calls. So that being said, let's start off and let's go to the calls. We got Brian in Kansas City is first. Brian, what's up?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Man, you know, it's a sharp reminder of what's important in life. So I hope you got to go to lunch with your daughter on your days off, and
I did.
Spend the time with your family and see the real important things. I think the hardest part for people who have any kind of struggles like this is, I know everybody says just ask for help. It's not that easy.
Right.
When I got out, I did ask for help, and I didn't get it. Literally, I called an organization whose primary purpose is mental health, and I got nothing. I had to learn to be my own advocate and really work at it. And I did get help, you know, obviously,
mm-hmm.
but I knew the darkness was coming. I knew something wasn't right. And eventually I had to leave Florida, came to Kansas City to a charity that helps veterans, and they got me connected and eventually got to the mental health department and got what I needed. And let me just say, I got a lot of help when I got help. I mean, like a thunder shower of help. So, but sometimes you might not get help on the first try of just asking. So I would say on the other side of ask for help is we need to listen.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, to our families, to our friends, to our coworkers. Try not to be so busy in my life that I don't listen and I don't notice.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I had to learn, and I'm just devastated to hear that poor young man didn't get a second chance at this. And, he, like everybody, wished the best for his family and his girlfriend and the baby that's coming. And I think that's it for me today, Nick. Thanks.
Okay. All right, Brian. Thank you for the call. And I'm glad that you got the help that you needed. And I'm sure with everyone, it's it's an everyday thing. I know it, I've heard people say this kind of, somewhat joking when they talk about sports and injuries, like, well, he's day to day. Well, aren't we all, and that's really cliche, but it is. We all, it is day to day, and everyone's going through their different things. But I think that what you said, Brian, is very, very well said, because it's one thing to ask the question, how you doing, but it's another thing to listen. And it no one does that. No, most people, when I know I do. I might be going through something that's really really upsetting to me or whatever, and I walk by someone like, hey, what's up, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. I'm not good, but I say I am, and that's what we all do. So anyways, let's keep going. Irene in Falls Church, Virginia. Irene, what's up?
Hey, good morning. I don't know how you guys are doing in there. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But I know, I don't feel like I'm doing well with this, but so if you guys are actually in the building with him, and his teammates and all that, I can't imagine that. So I'm not going to talk about football, obviously. I don't know. I thought I had some things planned to say, but it's just such a difficult thing to talk about. I know that Dylan called in a couple of weeks ago, and when we were kind of having our vibe show about how we're family and all that, and somebody else called last week and called it neighborhood vibes. He was serious about me and him and Sue listening to people. I know I just heard what you were saying. We will listen. I spent a lot of the last few days reaching out to people and having people reach out to me to have those conversations where we do try to take care of each other. Because that's difficult. I've been through this 3 times with a cousin, a coworker, and an ex. It doesn't get easier, but I don't know. It's just we do have to take care of each other. We have to mean it, and not everyone's built for that. But I'm putting it out there that the 3 of us are seriously mean it for this community. So if somebody needs that support, just ask. We're serious. And I don't know, with the team, I don't know what's going to happen with them. I don't really care what their record is going forward. I just want them to be okay. And I don't have much more to say than that, but
all right.
But I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for the call. And obviously, this hits hard to everyone. You could be in the building here, or you can be in Virginia, thousands of miles away, and it's going to be, it's tough, because, and I'm not a psychologist, or a psychiatrist or anything. I'm the furthest thing from that, but I know when you're watching a movie and something sad happens, like for me, if I'm watching a movie and somebody and there's a kid that's sick or hurt or something happens to, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching kids that are getting hurt or injured or anything like that, or sad even, because it relates to something that I've got kids. I've got several of them, and so when things like this happen, people are probably relating to their own situation or someone else that they know, and so you didn't have to know Marshawn Kneeland, but someone who's 24, someone that's a kid. All right, Gabe in Knoxville, Tennessee. Gabe,
hey Nick,
what's up, Gabe?
Just echoing what you're saying, what Brian is saying too. That was a really good point about we need to listen also and be present for those people in our lives, our friends and family.
Sure.
When I was one of my best friends from high school, his dad committed suicide when he was I think he was 17 or 18 at the time when his dad did. And rough. So I had a thought about thinking about what we do in our everyday lives, what kind of activities, what kind of things we could do that are stress relieving and therapeutic for ourselves as kind of a prophylactic, I guess. In medicine, we say it, where it's like you do it ahead of time before it gets to you do it as when you're stable and doing well to kind of maintain that stability before you get to that bad place. And so I guess I was wondering, Nick, what kind of things you might do that are therapeutic for you mentally, stress relieving, that you can go to. For me, I'll answer that, and then I'll take your question off the air. For me, it's I have a 9-year-old boy, so that's spending time with him is stress relieving with my wife. Spending family time, but also I guess I do martial arts, sparring with friends. It's actually really therapeutic to, in a friendly setting, like get hit. So that's stress relieving for me. All right, I'll take a question off here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. Bye.
Yeah. I don't do that. I'd be kicked in the face, obviously, by doing that, and then it wouldn't be cool. Then it wouldn't be so friendly. Then I'd be like, "What do you?" I'm sure that would happen to me. I don't know, but I think for a lot of y'all, nobody that calls here, obviously works for the Cowboys. I mean, like, this is what they do. This is they have a job, they have a family probably, and their therapeutic things could be like watching sports or their fandom of the Dallas Cowboys or any other team. Some might say that that's kind of what they do. When they think about life or their job or their boss or whatever it is, they call in the show and let's talk about the linebackers that need to get better, or the trade that was made, or whatever it is, and I'm no different than that. It's the Cowboys are my job, but I do the same thing. I'm a fan. You guys know I'm an avid Arkansas Razorback fan, and I watch. It's not been a good year football. Basketball season has begun, for me, but and I'm doing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And it's nothing to do with my job really or anything like that. So, I'm not going doing martial arts, getting kicked around, but I understand that, and maybe it could do a little bit more. All right, Chris in Saratoga Springs, New York is next.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, Chris. How are you?
Just even thinking about it, listening to you, just getting choked up. I just feel so bad for his family, the Cowboy family, everybody involved. We need to do a better job of recognizing this, listening, just talking to everybody about it. It's something that it happens a lot, to be honest, and we need to do a better job in society of recognizing it, listening to these kids. It's heartbreaking for somebody so young for this to happen. I just feel bad. It's awful. Nothing really else you can say, but just heartbreaking. I do have a question for you on the football side of the things. I think, in my opinion, we have one of the best leaders for something like this to happen in Dak Prescott. He's dealt with it. He's a leader. He's built for this. And also, I think Shadi is the right coach to have in this situation to help these players out. And what are your thoughts on Dak and his leadership as far as this sort of situation? Do you agree with me that he is the right guy for the job?
1,000% the right guy for the job, because every pass that he throws, every interception, every loss he takes as a football player is nothing close to the loss that he's dealt with in his life, and with losing his mom to cancer. So as everyone wants him to be, better at this or that or whatever, he's gone through the worst possible thing. So he's built for this. So he can come back from this. Because, are you kidding me? Losing to the Eagles? I've dealt with this. I'll be fine with that. Let's, put everything in perspective. He's perfect for this because he's so mentally strong. And And did you have another question, Chris, or anything like that?
Yeah, I just got one quick one. What's your thoughts on Phil Maffa? Do you think he's going to open the window of being active coming up, moving forward in the running back room? That's the only other question I had.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the call. I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I feel like probably not right now. I mean, I think they like what they're seeing in Malik Davis. They're going to try to get Jaden Blue involved here more, but I don't necessarily see that being somebody that they were looking at. What you said about Dak is right. He's an outstanding leader. He's just naturally born leader. I mean, that's what he is. This weekend he was back at his hometown in Louisiana. They were, I think, naming the field after him, Dak Prescott Field, I believe. And he was there, and he spoke to Chris has this clip. Chris, can you set it up for us? I mean, is this the one where he's speaking to the team?
No, this is the one he spoke on the field.
On the field, interviewed. Okay.
Yeah, interviewed by
because I saw one where he's actually speaking to the team, which is amazing too. This is his interview on the field Thursday, just a few hours after learning of Marshon's passing.
Yeah, it's been a very tough day. As you said, it started early this morning, finding out the news. Tragic loss. I hurt, heavy heart today. I heard from Marshon. I heard for his family. I heard for his girlfriend. I heard for every single one of my teammates. This is a pain that you don't wish upon anybody. You wish none of us had to go through this. You wish Marshon didn't have to go through what he went through. And just thankful for each moment we have in this life, and don't take it for granted. And hug and love on those that you do. It's okay to feel however you're feeling. And I'll tell you first and foremost, I don't always have the answers. And today's not a day that I felt like I had answers. Triggering day for many reasons, on top of just knowing that this was a had today, and hard to balance my emotions today. And not a day that I have words other than I love you for friends and families and people who may be struggling.
What are you going to say to your teammates when you see them again?
Yeah, that I love them. Obviously, we had a Zoom call, and a few people that spoke did an amazing job. But as I said, it's tell that person how I feel about them when I see them. Tough moment for this team. As I said, I feel and hurt for everybody that's involved in this, and Marshon's families and loved ones.
Yes, and thanks, Chris, for pulling that. That was on the field, I think right before or after a ceremony there. So that's where you kind of hear some of that going on in the background. But, yeah, I mean, obviously they had a Zoom call, and I have no doubt that Dak was one of the leaders of that and spoke to that. I'm sure Solomon Thomas was involved with that too. And so I don't know all the details of that, but it's going to be, some of those guys and some other leaders that really are going to have to, carry this team even more and get everyone kind of in the right space to kind of get that transition back to football. It's not easy, obviously, but that's what they have to do, and I'm sure that they'll get there. I've seen this, a couple of times the last 10, 12 years. I mean, Jerry Brown's passing with the Josh Brent situation, that was 2012. Thought Jason Garrett did an amazing job of rallying that team. They won 2 games in a row, did not make the playoffs. Then 2020, the strength coach, Marcus Paul, passed away suddenly, right before the Thanksgiving Day game. And they didn't play well in that game. They lost 2 in a row. Then they won a couple, but so I've kind of seen it I've seen it go both ways there. And every situation is different. Who knows how this team will bounce back from that. Let's take a break on Cowboys Storyline. We'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline here, Monday, November the 10th. Let's go to Chris in St. Angelo's been holding a little bit. Chris, what's up, man?
Mr. Nick, good day to you, sir.
You too.
I was gonna say, yeah, obviously this news, it really it had me shook, and I was really hoping that it wasn't true. But now at this point, I'm kind of, at the point where, I don't need to hear any more additional news about it. I think we all get the gist. And so, I'm just going to kind of that's all I need to know. What I really wanted to say, though, was the people who call in to this thing, to your show, these are they put the fan in fanatic, right? These are the crazies. Yeah. But one thing you need to know is that all these people are also fans of you, Nick. And so...
Thank you.
You betcha. Whenever the show started, I was like, that sounds cool. When they said it was Nick Eatman, I was like, oh, yeah. Now we got it.
Oh, thank you.
Now it's right up my alley. You've been my favorite. So I just want to say you do a great job, and I appreciate your show. Oh, you have a good day,
Chris,
buddy.
Thank you so much. For someone that was holding as long as you didn't have to say all that for sure. I apologize for that, but thank you for saying that. And I realize that this show's not for everybody. It's not. There's a lot of other personalities that we have that are a lot different than me. And vice versa, which is fine. We got a lot of people that played the game. We got people that have different outlooks on stuff. That's why it's so great, because it's what we've done here with building all the podcasts, because we have a show for everybody, for every age, every personality type, everything. So thank you for saying that. And I think we are a family here. And I think a lot of people that listen, there are certain callers that they want to hear from, especially after a win or after a loss or after a situation like this. Irene had to call. Irene had to call the show today. There's no other way. She had to call. Now, I don't think she necessarily wanted to, as far as when we listened to her, but she's like the mom of the show. She had to call. And, it was, and Brian as well. We had to hear from them and everybody, but I'm saying, we kind of know how this show goes. All right, let's go to David in Pinehurst, North Carolina.
Nick, Pinehurst, outside of Houston, Texas.
Texas, okay.
But man, it's always a pleasure to be on the show. and just tender for you, for Cowboys Nation, Marshawn Kneeland, his family, and just to thank you to the Dallas Cowboys and the NFL to give us an outlet to escape from the day-to-day doldrums of life and cheer, the silver and blue on and the sacrifices that those men and women, the cheerleaders, DCC, everybody, just to, give us a little bit of hope and joy on these weekends and just tender what everyone's going through. But thanking you for that. With that being said, went to the belly of the beast last year at the Link. This year, I'm headed to Allegiant, and I'm going to unveil Nacho Landry. I'm looking forward to it. I'm flying in on Friday, flying out on Tuesday. The first Monday Night Football game with Dallas heading to Las Vegas. It's going to be full tilt. My big question for you is, who covers Bowers? Is Overshown going to play in this game, or is it going to be Wilson, the mic, and follow him up the seam? Because I think if you shut down Bowers, then obviously Quinnen Williams will be shutting down the run on the D-line because he's a good back. But I think Bowers is really the key matchup for this game, the defense, and I'll take your call offline. Thanks.
All right. Thanks for the call, David. It's gonna be electric for sure. I mean, Cowboys will be first time they've ever played a regular season game in Las Vegas. Monday Night Football. Second half of the season, we'll see what this tragedy. How they handle it. Emotions are going to be high. There's no doubt about it. So we'll see if the Raiders. They won't match that, as far as intensity and emotions. Now, that doesn't always mean that it carries over to success, though. So, and as for the matchup, we'll see. We'll see if Logan Wilson gets on the field and Overshown on the field. I would assume that they are going to play. I would think that they're ready. They're ready, or Overshown's ready to go. And then we'll see about Bowers. And it's going to have to be everybody. He's more of a receiver than he is, a tight end. So there's going to be some safety help that's going to have to do that. Maybe corner as well. All right, let's go to Cowboy Nico. He's in Colorado Springs.
Hey, what's up, Nick? First off, I just wanted to shout out you and your family. Hope everybody's good.
Thank you.
And Marshawn's family. And all the storyliners. Cowboy Nation. I personally survived 3 suicide attempts.
Wow.
My head working in a prison has been messed up. So I want to tell people, please take it serious. I take this team so seriously because in my life, I feel like a loser. And the Dallas Cowboys have always been the staple of winning. And when we don't win, it hurts me in a different level because I already don't feel good about me. So I'm telling everybody, please get help. Irene, I can't thank you enough, honey, for shooting out a message. You don't know what it means to somebody. Just hug your family and be there. And that's all I got.
All right.
Cowboy Nation, stay together. Because it's time to stay together forever. Hear us. Hear people. It's a real thing. It's check in on everybody, friends, family, and the happiest person in the room, I can guarantee you that person needs more hugs than you really believe, than you really know. I just wanted to shoot that out to everybody. Hug everybody. Stay safe. Nick, you as well. I got to go because I got to go throw trash.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Nico. Wow. Very powerful message there. And, Nico, hope you're doing okay. You know, that's. I know Patrick Walker on the last show on Talking Cowboys talked about that, surviving suicide attempts, and can't even imagine. I can't think about that. But one of the things, Nico, you just said, the happiest person in the room needs your hugs more than you think. And you're right about that. You're certainly right about that. Before we get to the next caller here, this kind of goes along those lines of what we have said. Chris, can we, if you guys haven't seen this, and there's a lot of great messages people said, whether or not they play for the Cowboys, used to play, or they're just in sports. But I thought the best one that I had heard was the Nebraska head coach, Matt Rule, which I've never been a huge fan of him. I mean, nothing against him. I just, didn't know him or anything like that. But he took time out of his own press conference to talk about the situation with Marshon. And Chris, if we could play that, I think it's very, very powerful because here's somebody that coaches young people, and he's dealt with a situation, I guess, when he was a coach at Temple, and that still kind of haunts him a little bit. But listen to the words from Matt Rule that were Thursday when he was talking, getting ready for his upcoming game against UCLA. But this is Matt Rule, the head coach of Nebraska.
None of us know what people are going through. That's why I think we all should be careful about what we say to people. I think we should be careful what we tweet about people. I think we should be cognizant of what everyone's going through. And I told our players they should take their headphones off in the cafeteria and sit down with someone and be like, how you doing, man? What's going on with you? Because somebody that we're talking to, that we're saying, what's wrong with that guy? Man, that guy's messed up. Instead of saying what's wrong with him, we should all say, I wonder what happened to him, because everyone's suffering. And I will forever, the rest of my life, think about the time that I saw Adrian Robinson right before he took his own life. And I saw him on campus, and I was walking this way, and he was way over there, and I was like, I need to catch up with Adrian, because he had got done playing. And a week later, he left this world, and a month later, I was given the eulogy. And I just wish in my life I could go back and just stop and say, hey, how you doing? And so it's not really what you asked, but it's on my heart, and I just share it with the team. Like, I just think it's a time in this world for us to be kind to people, and at the same time care about people and ask about people. Our generation of kids, my kids, they all just say, yeah, I'm fine, I'm straight, and it's just like you really got to unearth it. So I look at road trips and travel, and I look at time together practice as chances to impact young people's lives and try to be around them. And I would encourage everybody to. I would encourage everybody today with your own kids or the people you work with, just check on them, because that young man scored a touchdown just a couple days ago, and on the outside world, you'd think he's at the pinnacle, but he's dealing with something, and I don't know what it was, but I pray for him and his family. So
great stuff there. I mean, and the reason why that kind of hits home to me is because this isn't Schottenheimer saying that. This isn't anybody that's here that probably knew him. Maybe he did. Maybe he tried to recruit him or something. Maybe he, but I don't think he did. I think this is just like I said before about that brought him back to a time where there was a player named Adrian Robinson that he wished that he would have had a little bit more conversations with, and so that's why this kind of hits home. We've all known somebody that's kind of dealt with this in one way or another. So, this has been. I knew this was gonna be a tough show, but it's been tougher than I thought because of some of the callers that have called in, and just how much it's weighing on them. Let's go to Lester in Minnesota.
Good morning, Nick.
How you doing, Lester?
My heart is heavy, man.
Yeah.
Each man's life touches so many others, and when he's not there, it leaves an awful big hole. That's from a quote from my favorite movie, It's a Wonderful Life. An angel told George Bailey that. But it's so true. We go through life. Every day we see people, we meet people, and man, touch them, say hi to them, say, hey, how you doing? Listen to them if they have something to say. because each man's life touches so many others. When he's not there, it leaves an awful big hole. And so that young man's life is gone now. Life is precious, man. I mean, dude, that's the most precious thing you could have. That's it, life, man. I'm a praying man, so my prayers definitely going out to his family. And it just hurts, man. It just hurts. I mean, it just hurts. And basically, the caller called in before and said, what do you do for therapeutics? What I do is I play Madden and I pray. Because, again, like I said, I'm a praying man. Because we all go through things every day. And, man, my prayers are out, man.
Yeah.
For his family. And that's all I have today, man. Have a good day, Nick.
Right.
Cowboys fan.
Thank you, Lester. And I mean, I guess that's. I didn't even think about it like that. That's probably something that I do as well. Is just fire up the Xbox and play a little bit, just because it's meaningless, but it's just kind of fun to do, and sometimes connect with your friends on there as well. So that's probably something. But everybody needs their own like release, to kind of do stuff. But one of the things that that's so tragic about this situation is, as a parent, you set this standard for your kids, like you're the example for them, and what you do, they see, and obviously, right, and so and they think that's how you do this or that's how you do that. I mean, that's just kind of the way things go. And so what's really sad about this, I mean, there's so many things, but when he was drafted, he was dealing with those demons. I mean, his mother passed away in the exact same fashion right before the draft. So he had to deal with that. We're talking like 18 months now. This isn't like 2 years ago. This is 18 months ago. The draft in 2024. So that's still something that he's been going through, and unfortunately, like an option for him. That's what happened to my mom. Like that's an option. And I'm not saying it's the right. I'm just saying as a parent, really what I'm trying to say is as everything we do, our kids look at us, whether it be good or bad, but they see that mom did this, dad did this. This is how you do things. And if things get bad, well, and all I'm saying is just as parents, or even if you're role model to any youngsters, I mean, kids are looking at you all the time, and let's go to break.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. Hadn't been a lot of football talked about him, and rightfully so. There was no game last week. We still have as the taping of this show right now, we are not even a full week, before the game. So next Monday. So, we obviously been talking a lot about Marshawn Kneeland and how this team is coping with it. Let's go to Rick in Webster, Massachusetts.
Hey, Nick.
How you doing?
I'm all right. Last Wednesday, I was a wreck on that day after hearing the news in the morning, but talking with storyliners in our thing, we got through it together. With Brian and Irene, good shout-outs to them. And Cowboy Nico, just keep reaching out, keep talking. We got you, buddy. Yeah, stand strong. The other thing that came about is that when you're talking about stuff, don't go into players' DMs and commenting on things. Just keep it to yourself and let the players grieve the way they want to grieve.
That's good. All right, Rick. Thank you for the call. You're right about that. I mean, people are going to grieve how they grieve, and I mean, nobody's wrong. Like in this situation. I mean, nobody's wrong if they are, really emotional about this, whether they knew him or not. No one's wrong if they're asking about football questions. I mean, it's you handle things how you handle it, and this shows a little bit about everything. Let's go one more caller here. Sergeant Sue in Fort Worth.
Hey, Nick. I initially wasn't going to call in today, but man, this episode has been great, and I had it on my heart, man. I felt like it was my duty to call in. It's my duty to speak up right now. It's my duty to speak up and tell everybody, like I've told them before. I've always mentioned that if you're ever in the DFW area, I'd love to hang out. If you ever need to talk, if I haven't said it before, I want to say it right now. If you ever need to talk, please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. If you need my phone number, you can have my phone number. If you want to get on a phone call, we can get on a phone call. If you want to meet up, we can meet up. This is a very touching subject to me. Being a veteran, I've dealt with this with a lot of my battle buddies. And, there's no matter how much you do, you always feel like you can do more. And so I wanted to call in and let everybody know that what you're feeling is okay. It's okay to feel the way that you're feeling. It's okay to process it the way that you process it. And it's okay. Certainly it's okay to ask for help. Of course, that is getting to be a little bit cliche at the moment, but it really is not. It's okay to ask for help. And I always try to tell everybody, I've said it several times, that if you don't have a friend to ask it, then you have one now. Sergeant Sue, you guys know me. If you don't have a friend, you have one now. I have 2 ears. I could certainly lend you one. And that's all I really wanted to say, Nick. I do want to say that I appreciate you. I appreciate Chris. And I appreciate Derek, because what you guys do isn't just about football. We've said it. Several of us have said it, and I know that everybody will agree with me when I say again that you guys didn't just build a cool show. You guys built a community, and you guys built something that we're all going to be able to lean on each other to process this. And without you guys, without the idea, and without you guys making this come into fruition, we wouldn't have this. So I appreciate you guys so much, and you guys have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. Great call, and a great call for us to end on. I know that there's probably a lot of people that tried to get in, and I'm happy with the 10 calls that we got, and played a couple of the clips too. Thought those were really good. Sergeant Sue with great stuff. I mean, I don't go back and watch shows really, because by the time we have time for it, it's time for another one. So I just get, I don't really go back, but I probably will, because I feel like every single person that said something today had a quote that I really loved, and I didn't really write them all down, but there were some really good things. I mean, I even Sergeant Sue just now. I've got 2 ears. I'll lend you one for sure. It's great. It's well said. There's a lot. Everybody had something that was really, really good, and appropriate. So, I knew this was going to be a tough show, and it was, but I we did build a community in it, and it was cool to kind of hear you guys today and your perspective as well. You guys have a voice, and it was loud and clear today, and it was good, really good. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I don't know if I'm not saying we're gonna go break down the slot corner and where Revel's gonna play and all that. I mean, it's probably gonna be a little bit more of this, and we'll just kind of ease to it. I mean, that's what this week is about. Because there's a lot of people. I get it. I mean, there's going to be people that don't call until Friday of this week. They haven't called all week, and they haven't, said anything about Marshawn Kneeland, and they're probably going to. So that's what's going to happen this week, and that's this show's for that. And I don't think we're necessarily moving on, that quickly. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. All right, great show. I don't want to single anyone out because there was 10 really good callers. Some of you guys are a little bit more emotional than others. Praying for all of you guys, even the ones that didn't call, didn't get a chance to say some awesome things like these callers did. We'll do it again tomorrow. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you tomorrow. Cowboys Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!